What is up, Lucid Crew? Welcome back to the channel. I am Lucid Rob, and today we're going to dive into a bunch of weird videos from all over the internet. This is my first time back in like 3 months. So yeah, let's get into it. If this is your first time here, like, subscribe to the channel. We look at some cool shit. Let's get into it.
The more you trust the science, the more likely you are to die. In the next 90 seconds, I can show you how science became the deadliest religion in America. In 1910, Rockefeller funded the Flexner Report. Overnight, natural medicine becomes quackery, and pharmaceutical medicine becomes science. The same guy who made billions selling oil is now in charge of what doctors learn. What could go wrong? 1948, the American Heart Association takes $1.7 million from Procter & Gamble, makers of Crisco. Suddenly, saturated fat is evil, and seed oils are heart healthy. Today, heart disease is the #1 killer. The science they sold you is responsible for countless deaths. 1985, Philip Morris, a cigarette company, buys General Foods and Kraft. They hire the same scientists who made cigarettes addictive to engineer your food. Now, over 70% of Americans are overweight. Same level of harm, just rebranded as food. Today, there's a fake science institute that infiltrates health organizations worldwide. It's called International Life Sciences Institute. Sounds wholesome, right? Well, it's owned by Coca-Cola, McDonald's, Red Bull, and other food companies. They've influenced obesity policy in China, nutrition guidelines at the World Health Organization, and the experts your doctor trusts. Your evidence-based doctors, your credentialed nutritionists, they're not experts. They're victims. Victims of a system so perfectly corrupted, they can't even imagine they've been duped by it. Medical error is the 3rd leading cause of death in America. We spend more on healthcare than any other nation, and we're the sickest. That's not incompetence. That's the plan working perfectly. Share this before it gets reported or taken down or whatever the hell these gatekeepers do.
Yeah, that's really fucked up. I think my camera's being buggy. Sorry, guys. I think I'm like overloading my computer. I mean, that doesn't surprise me at all, dude. Same thing happened with, like when they replaced lard with vegetable oil, essentially, right? It was like cheaper, it's more cost effective, didn't give a shit what happened to our health, and that we were actually drinking like machine lubricant and frying our foods in machine lubricant, which is like vegetable oil. Just cared that it was cheaper and they could make money off it, right? So these companies, what they're doing is, allegedly, what they're doing is basically buying shit to get us addicted to it that gets us sick, and then sells us a cure to not cure, but kind of like put a band-aid over the symptoms of what was caused by the products they gave us. It's kind of like Bill Gates buying, you know, cancer research to combat all the fucking, you know, shit that we're getting done to our bodies, eating his genetically modified foods and shit, right? It's just fucking retarded. That's what it is. It's stupid. But yeah, this it doesn't surprise me at all. It just doesn't surprise me at all that this is true.
This, what the Oumuamua truly does look like by the Webb telescope. Is that what the Oumuamua looked like? It was the first interstellar visitor to come our way back in 2017, and it just so happened to be the same time Hurricane Maria came through Puerto Rico, and the Arecibo telescope, the largest radio telescope in the world, was out of commission. They didn't get much data at all. The Oumuamua.
Okay. Sorry. She said she said interstellar. So, yeah, kind of lost credibility there. You know, not everyone fucking does words goods, you know? Not everyone's a fucking word doctor, right? So, you know, maybe. I don't know. I do think that Oumuamua was very strange. I mean, so do scientists, right? They say it's like a strange first visitor from outside of our solar system that we're aware of. And I think it's pretty wild that this new one is coming so early after that, with them saying like it could have been a satellite, it could have been, you know, scanning for life, it could have been this, could have been that, and then the new one like twice within fucking 6 years. We've had 2, and like none that we've been aware of like before now. So I don't know if that just has to do with like our technology advancing and us being able to see more shit that's coming in, or that someone sent a probe through here from somewhere to see if there's any reason to come to our solar system, and now they're bringing their astral ship. But you gotta let me know what you think on that, because I don't know.
Can anyone explain this to me? You know how Charlie Kirk got shot yesterday? It was published the day before he got shot. What the actual fuck is going on? Like, how did they know that this was gonna happen? What? I'm sorry. If you still don't think this was an inside job, think again.
All right, so I don't want to jump on the bandwagon here and just like post shit about Charlie Kirk just for the sake of getting views and shit. I think that's very poor taste. I think there's enough shit all over the internet, starting enough bullshit, people saying enough fucked up stuff about it that I don't need to defend it. I mean, say what you want, man, but if you are for it, if you were doing things to justify the action that happened, you are a terrible person and you need to reevaluate your humanity and your compassion. That's all I'll say about that. I don't want to get in this and do like this whole, I don't want to go down the rabbit hole here, but I will say I have published 3 books on Amazon. And to my knowledge, it does not give you the ability to change the published date to an earlier date. I think that's done automatically, at least from what I've seen the last 3 times I've done it. So as far as that book being published before the date of the incident, I don't know, man. It's fucking weird. It's weird for sure. It sucks.
Just
So, I love Halloween. I love Halloween so much. I've been watching History Channel mini documentaries about like the Salem witch trials and Samhain, and basically how like all these pagan holidays were basically converted to Christian holidays to kind of overshadow the pagan elements of those, right? So kept them close enough to the pagan holidays to where people would still want to, take part in them and participate, but change them just enough to, make them not as evil or whatnot. So like All Saints Day, they have that the day after Halloween that the church put into place, and super interesting. So I love Halloween. That being said, I'm kind of going off the fucking deep end here. I would love for that witch on a broomstick to be true. I could have just said that, but I'm pretty sure it's just a drone, a costume on a drone, because that's exactly what I would do if I could afford a super cool drone to do stuff with, which I would love a drone. I would love a nice, like, automatic drone to, like, make some content with. I'll be traveling a lot the rest of this year. I think it'd be cool to have a little drone, do, like, some vlog stuff for you guys. So if anyone wants to give me a drone, shoot me an email at lucidrobbiz at gmail.com. I would love to do some content with a drone, but yeah, I think that's just a costume on a drone. You don't have to send me anything, but you can if you want.
Found what we believe to be signs of microbial life on the Mars surface. And so we put it out to our scientific friends to pressure test it, to analyze it, and go, did we get this right? Do we think this is signs of ancient life on Mars? And after a year of review, they've come back and they said, listen, we can't find another explanation. So this very well could be the clearest sign of life that we've ever found on Mars, which is incredibly exciting. Again, we're gonna break that down for all of you with our lead scientists here at NASA, those who have been involved. Dr. Hurwitz.
We think they are potentially made by some sort of ancient life. This finding by our incredible Perseverance rover is the closest we've actually come to discovering ancient life on Mars. And if you can't tell, we're really excited about that. But I also, again, I want to put it into context. It's a signature. It's a sort of leftover sign. It's not life itself. And it certainly could have been from ancient life, and that would have been something that was there billions of years ago. Nothing that's current there. It could certainly, as we say, be made by ancient life.
Whoa, well, slap my ass and call me lucid. We got aliens. Honestly, I'm just as excited. I feel like I'm just as excited. I don't know why I had a lisp for a minute there. I'm just as excited about like ancient life as I am like current like life like on other planets and shit. Because if there was life on Mars like billions of years ago, millions of years ago, I mean, that just makes the case stronger for like the Anunnaki, right? Just like all that. Like I talk about this, I think there's like 5, 4, 6, some shit like that. There've been, quite a few extinction level events on Earth since the beginning of Earth, right? The poles have shifted. At one point, like the Sahara Desert was super plush. There are times where like what is under the ocean now was not under the ocean, and vice versa, right? It rotates, the poles shift. So you figure with every extinction level event, underneath the ocean, underneath the dirt and sand at the bottom of the ocean, could be, and probably are, ancient civilizations that we will never know about. That our turn, our, I guess, shift of existence, of humans and intelligence on the earth, we'll never know, because if the poles were to shift again, we'd be extinct. So we'd just be another one of those hidden under the water, right, for millions of years until another society, showed up and started digging and doing what we're doing, if that happened again. But yeah, I'm just very excited about that, because I don't know, man. I wish I could just know. And you're the same, I'm sure. I wish I could just know everything about ancient civilizations, who was here before us. It's like the most interesting thing to me. So the fact that there's life on other planets, even if it's just like signs of life, like microbes from years and years and years ago, it just kind of confirms that we are not alone. So it's pretty awesome.
We are now inside Jeffrey Epstein's library. This chalkboard displayed cryptic words, and we're not sure what this means, but we're hoping you and the audience can take a look at this.
All right, class, this was a blueprint to summon something. Let's break it down. When the plants appear, it begins. They drop in fake influencers, controlled assets, politicians, puppets. That's the first move. Power is a function of 4 things: money, physical control over your body, celebrity influence, and politics. They run those, they run the world. Now subtract truth from power, and what do you get? Deception. That's how they distort reality. And right under it, mirror and face. They mess with your perception and identity. Then you got music. Names on the board: Amen, Mimi. Could be handlers, could be signals. Either way, music becomes frequency control. You don't just hear it, it programs you. Next up, time minus delay. That's delta T. It means this isn't instant. It's all delayed activation. Like a psychological landmine. You step on it today, it detonates next year. Then you get this, 13 and a half. 13? That's the bloodlines. Rothschilds, Rockefellers, all of them. They own the banks, the wars, the puppet governments. But the half? That ain't human. That's the hidden ruler, the ancient force, the god they serve. And this statue on the side? That's him. That's the half. Then you see this equation, dark plus brainy. That's the operator class. Black site minds, predictive engineers, or AI. These are the ones pulling the strings. This whole thing, it ain't a strategy. It's a summoning sequence, a ritual, a formula to wake something up. 13 runs the show, but the half writes the script. It's a god of sacrifice, control, and fear. And this right here, this is how they're calling him in.
Pretty sure that said dank brain. I'm pretty sure just the manic fucking, handwriting just made it hard to read, but it probably said dark brain, but it looked like dank. So someone's looking at memes. Yeah, I don't know what to think about that, man. I don't really have an opinion on that. It would not surprise me if they were trying to do some ceremony or summon some shit that they feel would like help give them power or control or whatnot. I don't like Malek and Baal and all these ancient gods, demons that the elite like to pray to and whatnot. I think they're just symbols. I honestly think they're just like symbols, kind of like in traditional Satanism, like Anton LaVey Satanism. They're atheists. It's atheistic Satanism, and they use Satan as a symbol of their actions, right? Which surprisingly aren't bad. I've read the Satanic Bible because I was interested, because I've read lots of mythology books and religious texts, and just out of curiosity over the years. And it's just like a philosophy book. It says like don't harm children, don't harm people unless it's like an eye for an eye, basically. Like if you're defending yourself, like it says like crush your enemies. It's probably like the most extreme thing in that book, other than like doing like magic and whatnot, and just basically like hedonism. But there's nothing about harming anybody in the book, which I was surprised. I was expecting to see some pretty fucked up shit in there. Yeah, I think that's really what these are. I think like the owl sigil at Bohemian Grove is just like a symbol for something, right? Whether that's good or bad, I couldn't tell you. I don't know, but I don't think these people are actually summoning things. I think if anything, at most, they are using the mythology behind these deities or these entities or these beings to justify their actions, so they don't have to take accountability for being just shitty fucking humans.
Hearing from whistleblowers also on Capitol Hill who allege the government is holding back crucial information about UAPs, unexplained aerial phenomena, what many of us still call UFOs. Senior congressional correspondent Chad Pergram shows us that tonight.
Shocking witness testimony.
It stopped about 100 feet in front of me and approximately 100 feet above me. My telephone got extremely hot, completely froze.
From whistleblowers who served in the military.
Chaos ensued over the radio as the object approached rapidly. I heard my friends screaming, "It's coming right at us. It's coming right for us."
People demand answers.
There is something out there, and we should know as the people what it is.
The hearing was enough to convince some lawmakers who were once skeptics.
Growing up, I really never believed in UFOs or any of this stuff. I admit, I've become a believer.
GOP Missouri Congressman Eric Burleson showed an alarming video leaked to him anonymously. Burleson contends it shows a U.S. drone firing a Hellfire missile at a UAP off the coast of Yemen last fall.
It pivots in some way, and then there's what appears to be debris from the missile. The missile is deflected, and then some pieces of debris appear to be traveling alongside and with this object for an extended period of time.
One witness says the federal agency tasked with investigating UAPs rules out encounters with extraterrestrials on a technicality.
The only way to scientifically prove extraterrestrial is we have to go to that planet, acquire technology, bring it back, and compare it to what we have here.
Lawmakers believe the whistleblowers are credible because of their positions.
It's politically convenient for the government if you all weren't military folks in suits. It would be much better if you pulled up in Winnebagos and were wearing hats.
One congresswoman wants special protections for UAP whistleblowers.
Most of our whistleblowers that come forward, the first thing that goes is their security clearance. Security clearance is their livelihood.
I think it's kind of crazy. So I've seen a lot of videos, I'm sure you have too, talking about the UFOs are able to move in such a way, it's like it's my impression, able to move in such a way that's like not really perceivable to us based on like our understanding of physics, because they are able to bend physics around the ship, bend time around the ship. So they were talking about like there being like a force field around the ship or something, and that seeing the missile bounce off of it and pieces of that missile stay with the ship as it was moving. I wonder if those got pulled into that field, that generative field of like bending space, I guess, around it, and it caused that to kind of stick with it. I'm not sure if that how that would work, or if that's how it would work. Explain to me in the comments if you understand if that would be the case, but that's kind of what I took from it. I don't know, man, dude, I'm still on the fence. Like Project Bluebeam, real aliens, like I believe both of them. I believe like aliens exist, and I believe in Project Bluebeam. So I never fucking know, right? I never really know which is which, like what to expect or what to think should be associated with what story and what reality. I don't know, man.
I think we should all create our own bank. I think we need to create our own bank. First, to set up a community trust structure, and then you appoint everybody as a managing director of a trust to set up a trust account for everybody. Everybody pools all this together. You buy gold and silver with it. You invest it, and you pay dividends back to everybody in the community. That's how we could run an economic system and completely bypass the federal government and the international bankers. Every community could do that. Every church could do that. Every organization could do that. Every family could do that. And watch the wealth start shifting back into your hands again instead of into the hands of those who really don't care about your money. The New World Order has no concern for your money, really. They just want power and control.
I think anytime that you inform people how to not be at the mercy of banks and the government, you're in trouble. I unfortunately don't have any facts to share with you to help you out of your, financial chains and shackles, which is probably a good thing, because I like being around.
Pause to mark the 5th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks. The information that the Central Intelligence Agency has obtained by questioning men like Khalid Sheikh Mohammed has provided valuable information and has helped disrupt terrorist plots, including strikes within the United States. For example, Khalid Sheikh Mohammed described the design of planned attacks on buildings inside the U.S. and how operatives were directed to carry them out. That is valuable information for those of us who have the responsibility to protect the American people. He told us the operatives had been instructed to ensure that the explosives went off at a point that was high enough to prevent people trapped above from escaping. He told us the operatives had been instructed to ensure that the explosives went off at a point that was high enough to prevent people trapped above from escaping. The explosives.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. That's you heard it here, folks. Explosives.
Witches and warlocks to guide us to demons that we could use for warfare.
Did you just say demons?
It was an offshoot of MKUltra, where we would manipulate people's minds and control them, and thus control the reality around everyone. But this was dealing with different dimensions, and we needed spiritual guides for that. Didn't you use regular spirit guides? Like, you really had to get the darkest witches and warlocks in the world to help you, right? We don't want a regular spirit. We need the most powerful ones for war, and that requires someone who knows how to find them. No human, no matter how darkly cultivated they are, understands demons. How could you just open up something so horrible that you know nothing about? You know the devastation that could cause? There are no rules in war if you want to win. Wouldn't you use everything at your disposal to succeed in a war? You guys always call us crazy when we accuse you of doing things like this, and then it turns out to be true. Like CERN. What are you guys doing with that? You're strumming up the most energy that's ever existed in the third dimension, and it's completely human-made. And people that work there are saying there's beings that are coming through, and you're like, no, these people are lying. You're just trying to find the God particle. Like, what are you guys actually doing? Right in front of your faces. Okay, so these demons, did they ever come through? Did they ever help you? Are you working with them now? Like, what's going on? All I can say is that in 1975 to 1977, a lot of these files were revealed. But not all of them.
We hired witches and warlocks to help us in a fucking war. Can't do it on your own, man. Nope. That reminds me, I just saw some recently. I'll try to find the video and include it here in the next, I don't know, a few videos or something. But it was basically talking about the... I just realized I still had this on. It was talking about like President Eisenhower, or I forget which president it was, but basically there were two different kinds of alien beings. They're the tall grays, and there were the Nordics that approached him and basically saying, both gave the U.S. and Earth, an ultimatum or an offer, or choice. The Nordics said, we can give you world peace. We can give you technology to live, blissful lives, not need to fight, not need to, fight for energy, not need to, worry about hunger, famine, sickness, or anything. All you have to do is give up your nuclear weapons. The tall grays, on the other hand, offered him and U.S. government the option of, we will give you technology to make you the most powerful nation on your planet if you allow us to abduct occasionally and do tests on civilians, on, humans, only like so many every week or so many a year, like they have a number. And surprisingly, not surprisingly, the president of the United States at the time supposedly chose the latter and went with the tall grays and said, oh yeah, we give us technology for weapons to make us the most powerful nation in the world, to where we run this motherfucker, and you can do tests on humans, you can abduct humans. And apparently the tall grays, unsurprisingly, being that they're from outer space and don't need to listen to us or abide by our rules, have gone and basically done what they wanted after we told them, like, abduct people, do tests on them, whatever. They've been abducting a lot more, doing a lot more stuff that was not in the initial agreement, I guess. But that goes to show, man. That's not surprising. Humans are selfish. I think inherently when power gets into the wrong hands, it's bad. It's just a bad thing that happens. So not surprising that they're trying to summon demons to become even more popular. Because, you know, alien weapons weren't enough.
What are we even doing anymore? I haven't called out the music industry in quite some time now because things have got so weird, and really I just don't know how to explain them anymore. Usually there's some symbolism behind this. Maybe you guys can fill me in. But The Weeknd was going viral for this tongue thing that he was doing, and other hip-hop artists have started to follow this, including Wiz Khalifa. I'll show you that in a second. But I mean, the captions behind this are people, they feel very uncomfortable when they're watching this, and to me it looks quite demonic. The Weeknd has been known to have pretty dark looking concerts, especially because his backup dancers are always dressed up in these red robes, and he himself is always in a robe as well, so I guess I'm not too surprised. But then I saw a video recently of Wiz Khalifa doing it, and this, I have no comment, but you can tell, of course, the vibe and everything, it's all just red, and he's doing this, and it looks like there's just very dark energy.
I don't fucking know, dude. Isn't like Quetzalcoatl, or that's probably not it at all. That's probably not the right one. Isn't there like a god that does that shit with his tongue, like an ancient or like Aztec god or something like that? They're probably doing it because it looks fucking evil or it's suggestive, and you know, they're like trying to lick everyone's pussy on stage or some shit. But I don't know, man. I think it's, I've said this before in past videos, I think it's all theatrics, but I think they're also leaning in a direction where they think they need to go. They think that, I mean, they need to be controversial. They need to go, you know, deeper and bigger and more extreme to stay relevant, because I mean, everyone's getting you know, numb. They're getting numb to like the evil, satanic, you know, eyes wide shut theatrics that all these celebrities are doing, right? Or on the other hand, they're just confirming it, right? And they're just doing it right in front of your faces. They're like, oh, okay, well, you already kind of expect it, so yeah, we're doing it. Now we're gonna do it right in front of you. I'm confirming it. Do something about it. Come at me, bro. Who cares? So I don't know. I mean, I love Halloween. I love evil shit, dude. I love horror movies and the occult. I think it's cool as fuck. I don't want people sacrificing people. I don't want people, you know, doing bad shit. But as far as like the theatrics and the aesthetics and stuff, it's cool. So this doesn't bother me as much as everybody else. I mean, just look at me. I'm a degenerate, you know, metal kid with like goat heads and shit all over my apartment, but not an evil person. So just like the cool aesthetics of everything. Halloween's cool. Horror movies are cool, but the tongue thing's kind of weird. Maybe draw it back, guys. Maybe just reel it back a little bit. Just a little bit. But that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. So good to be back. I missed you guys. If you are new here, you don't have to worry about watching my explainer video, because you don't know who I am. So we'll just continue our relationship from this point forward. But if you're a long-time viewer of the channel and you didn't see it, my last upload was a video explaining where I had been for the past 3 months. Get a little personal in it. Sorry for the transparency. If it makes you uncomfortable, just thought you deserve to know, because you've been supporting the channel for, you know, a long time. So I appreciate you guys. Love you to death. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. We're back, baby.